Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. This is the show where we help regular investors just like you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a foreclosure deal. It's Independence Day, and people are thinking about how they're going to find their financial future through real estate investing. We want to help you to do that today. We're going to talk about how you can create deal flow like a boss. One deal is not going to make you rich, but if you can do a lot of them, it can completely change your life. We're going to talk more about that on today's show. Stay tuned. I promise to be Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. I am your host and Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donnie Corum, and this is the show where we discuss how investors just like you can find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a deal. On today's show, we're discussing creating deal flow like a boss. Now, a lot of people out there have done a deal or dabbled in a deal or know somebody who's done a deal in the past, and you're probably thinking to yourself, as so many people, man, it would be awesome to do my first deal in real estate investing because most people really struggle to get to the first deal. The challenge is that one deal by itself is not going to change your life. Even if you manage to make $100,000, $200,000 on a deal, which is rare, but it does happen, you're still going to have to produce an income for the rest of your days to really build an empire around real estate investing. Well, we're going to discuss today on the importance of creating deal flow and how you as an individual investor can find deal flow. Now, if you want to figure this out, there's a process to it. We're going to go through it. But for certain people who have a day job, who are looking to do other things with their day to produce an income, a lot of people switch to the foreclosure profit system. You can check that out at foreclosureprofitsystem.com. Schedule a time with me to discuss whether the system's the right fit for you, because I can create the deal floor for you. I can help you to analyze the deals, provide the funding that you need to get the deal funded, provide the contractors you need to flip the deal, and then provide the agent to sell the deal at a significant discount while you keep the profit. It can work. It does work. But for certain people, the DIYers out there, you want to create your own deal flow. We're going to talk about that in detail today. All right, well, let's hop in. So right out of the gate, you got to find your first deal, right? And for a lot of people, the concern is, how do I get deals consistently? I can tell you this: if you're locating a deal individually, like anything done at volume, it is much easier and less expensive to do more deals. You're going to find your cost per acquisition goes down. The ability to find deals goes up. Your wholesale relationships will increase. Everything about this process gets better when you do it at scale. But if you're just getting started out, you need a consistent flow of deals. One of the best places that I find deals all the time is on the how.to. We're going to take a look at that today. Let's hop in here. Now, currently I'm in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. It's the 3rd of July, so we are dealing with some extremely high temperatures. And I guess we just had like a monsoon season, if you will. So it's not the dry heat I'm used to. It's actually pretty warm and a little bit humid. Still no comparison to the barren winters of Colorado, I'll tell you that for certain. But it is a different experience when you're dealing with Arizona when it's getting super hot. So we're going to look in Colorado again because, definitely want to be a snowbird here. And my objective is going to be to create my time, location, and financial freedom, just like I do for my clients, by being able to pop into either state as I deem fit. I don't really want to be here in Arizona. I'm not complaining at all. We got a great house. It's a beautiful place to explore for sure. But my objective is going to be spending my winters and fall here in the Arizona market, while the spring and summer in Colorado, where my family is still located. But to get there, I got to be able to do deals in both markets. So we're creating deal flow in both markets. Well, here we are on a HUD home store. If we were buying a deal in the Colorado marketplace, and if I were just doing one deal at a time, this is where I would start my search. Right here on the HUD home store site, I've got it sorted here by Colorado is the region I want to look in, but you can look in your specific county if you want. I'm in El Paso County, so this deal stands out to me. And real quickly, I can see that it's listed at $318. We're going to look at the pictures and see what it looks like inside. The outside looks pretty good, though, doesn't it? one car garage, actually in really good shape. What's going on with that countertop over there? Oh, they randomly decided to put a different section of counter. This is not advised. Okay. If you're doing a flip, don't do that. Right. But other than that, nicely done, actually. A nice looking remodel, furnace and water heater look newer. This is a pretty solid deal on the surface. What we don't know yet is if the numbers are going to pencil out, but we found a potential deal. One thing about HUD properties is that they are generally priced about 10% below what HUD believes the property to be worth in its current condition, okay? Because HUD is a government entity. They want to offload the property. They're not looking to make a profit per se. They just want to get this one off the books so they can roll on to the next property. Well, this is located on 4018 Shelley Avenue, and out of the gate, looks like it could be a decent deal. All right, we're going to drop that screen and we're going to go to our next screen to do some analysis on whether or not we believe this is actually a deal. So the way we do that is we got to have some analytical tools. And this is where you will have to make an investment in the right tools to provide for your real estate flipping business. One of my tools of choice is the PropStream app. And I use PropStream mostly in the Arizona market or areas that I don't have MLS access or access to an agent who can do this research for me. You may have somebody already who could do the analysis for you, but if you're doing the analysis yourself and you really want to trust the analysis, the best bet is to do the analysis yourself. So the first step is creating deal flow. Now, we generally create deal flow by advertising. We have marketing, websites, home, we buy houses, ads, yard signs. There's a series of ways that we find deal flow. But for people who are just getting started out, I have found the HUD Home Store is a really great place to start evaluating for the best deals or, some decent deals in your marketplace, just to give you a taste for what's out there. Now, not all deals are foreclosures and not all foreclosures are deals, right? But if you can find that happy medium, it greatly helps. So we're going to go ahead and add this in here. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the PropStream app that I've loaded up here. And we're going to put in 4018 Shelley. And we're going to do a quick analysis on this property. So you can see here that is owned by the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. It's a HUD repo. What we really care about is what is selling nearby. So we're going to do a quick comparable and nearby listings analysis. And then we're going to filter this by the highest comps in the area just to get a quick feel for what's around it that might have sold within the parameters of what we're hoping to sell ours for. Is this property a deal at its current list price of $318? My guess, and generally speaking, is the answer is no, okay? Because generally speaking, HUD is only pricing about 10% below what they believe the value is. And this is going to attest to that. Here we are with a property on Whittier. It sold in February, as you can see here, of this year, so a relatively recent comp, went for $359. Let's load that, see what it looks like. It is an 809 square foot home, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, relatively small. Ours is relatively small at 900 square feet. It's a nice remodel, which ours would be, and it actually is not in bad shape now, is it? So we could actually get this deal and get it sold. So why is this one not sitting? Because it's not a great deal yet, and most people looking to buy a HUD are looking to buy a deal. Right. So this one went for $360 as a clean remodel. I also like to know how long it was on the market. You can see here that this one, our property has been on the market for 65 days. The Whittier property, we want to know how long did it take to sell this one. So we get that comparison. And we're going to have to get more details to get that answer. So let's hop in here just a bit further. We grab the details. And the details are going to load on screen because it goes into a different screen. But I am going to let you know that this property, according to the records, we can look this up in multiple locations, but it's showing us 1520 square foot. Ours is only 900, so that's a problem. It sold on March 11th for $359. And again, I'm trying to find out what was my days on market for this sale. And it looks like the days on market were 61 days. And that's not abnormal right now. We're seeing a lot of stuff that's taking a little bit longer to sell. So that would be in line with my estimate, which is generally going to be 45 to 60 days in this slower market that we're dealing with right now. So is this a deal as it sits today? No, but it is one way for you to create deal flow on your own. right? And also with HUD properties, we know how to negotiate with HUD because we've been doing it for some time. So we can get HUD down to their bottom line a little bit more effectively because we understand that process. From there, we need to fund the deal. You got to provide the funding for it. So we get a hard money loan on this property for about $318. We'd be looking at putting 15% down or $45,000 down. I tell my clients to budget for $50,000 to get into the system, to get in the down payment. They would also create a remodel escrow. We don't need a ton of remodel work on this property, right? We looked at it earlier. I'm going to load it one more time, just a reminder, but it's in such good shape, except for that countertop that we don't want to deal. We'd want to swap that out, but hopefully we can keep our remodeling budget relatively low. We generally budget for a property in typical remodel condition for somewhere between $40,000 and $60,000 for the remodel. Obviously, that's going to waver. Is going to vary based on the condition of the property. This one's relatively clean, so I would definitely say the early side of that, and maybe less, judging by the condition. But you be the judge here. Let's take a look. As you can see, the flooring looks solid, paint is good. We're using the white paint. You got the gray cabinets, which became kind of modern, then faded out of vogue a little bit, but still modern enough. We'd want to replace that countertop. Don't like the tile in the bathroom, but not a big expense there. So, should be a relatively lightweight remodel on this. We are now potentially going to be selling this for $360 based on the comp, but I believe that's a little bit high. So we're probably looking at $350. So again, it's priced about 10% low now, but we would track this in my system, wait till it got to a price we could buy it at, because if nobody buys it, it's eventually going to get discounted, and eventually it will turn into a deal. You can do this on your own, track the property, compete with me in the system, or you could hire me as your foreclosure deals coach, the foreclosure profit system, and I could do this for you. We can locate the deal, get it all locked up under contract, do the inspection of items to figure out exactly what it's going to cost to get this fixed, and then produce a profit target, which we're targeting $25,000 or more in back end profit on the deal. So you certainly can create deal flow by yourself like a boss. You can look all over the country for deal flow. I've got clients who just buy deals all over the country, but they rely on me for the Colorado and Arizona marketplaces because they know that I know the market very well. I've got construction systems in those markets already. I've got a flat fee agent who just gives us a great discount to list the property at a huge discount. We've got the staging, all the pieces that you need to complete a flip and complete the profit. Or as always, you can do this on your own and figure it out. Okay. But the goal for most people is to make this a passive investment. They want to buy the deal and then let somebody else manage it on their behalf. When you watch these flipping shows, you're getting people who are doing as an active investment, the Chip and Joanna Gaines out there, who are getting involved, getting their hands dirty. And listen, if that describes you, some of my clients want that as well. They want to just do the work themselves. Obviously, you can make a lot more money on a deal where you do the work yourself, but it also requires your time. So now you can't vacation as much with your family. You can't enjoy the money that you're making. What most people are looking for is a passive investment system that will allow you to do as many deals as you want to do by simply placing money into the property, letting the system manage it day to day for you, and then selling the property while you keep the profit. Is it simple? Not really, but it's easier than other investment vehicles for sure. And everything's relative, right? For some people, it's really about the passion of changing neighborhoods and making money through real estate investing. This is one such vehicle. And with the foreclosure profit system, we can create that deal flow. Okay, we talked about deal flow. It's not the only place we find deals. I want to go to deal flow source number 2 here. I'm going to drop this, this screen share. We're going to add another one here. And I want you to see another tool I use to provide deals called Privy. And Privy is a great tool for locating deals because it scours the entire marketplace for retail deals. And then it provides you with the, lets you decide which deals you want to pursue. All right, it's looking for a code here. I'm not hopping on my phone while I'm on a call. I'm just looking for a code. So when I put that code in, here we go. All right, now I'm going to share my screen again so you can see it. And here we are. So we're going to look same thing, El Paso County, Colorado, right? Because I want to look in my backyard here. Although I'm at Scottsdale now, this heat and whatnot is making me long for my other home right now. So with that in mind, we're going to run some searches here in the El Paso County market. All right. And when it brings up, it's got, you got to kind of zoom in because, it's finding a lot of deals and it's going to filter those down for you based on sort of where you want to be. So I'm just going to centralize it a little bit. Give it a moment to find them, and here we go. All right. So here's a couple of deals that Privy thinks right now are a deal. I do like to buy the less expensive stuff, particularly in this market where things are a little lighter and moving a little bit slower. We don't want the holding cost to ruin us here. So let's cut it down to 300 or less, which is a hard number to hit in the Colorado market because the average price of a home is wandering in the late fours right now, but gives you an idea of what might be out there. We're going to zoom out a little bit, see if we can find some more because it didn't bring up that many. Not too surprising because there aren't that many deals out there, right? There's always enough. And I want you to get that law of scarcity, but not everything's a deal, right? You got to be able to determine which deals are good deals versus which ones are not good deals, right? Here's one on West Colorado, and it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, which would generally have me shy away from it. But again, we found it. We created some deal flow today by just looking around the neighborhood using Privy, and Privy determined that we can buy this at $270 right now. It's a 1-1. Again, less than desirable. Some of the comps nearby are selling for up to $415, but we'd have to obviously do quite a bit of work to go from a 1-1 to do that. So may not be a solid deal, but the idea is sound that they are out there and there are tools that can help you to create deal flow. So hopping back in here, the bottom line is you really want to create your own deal flow eventually. But for certain people who are looking to get started in the business right now, the best solution I have found, of course, I'm a little bit biased, is the foreclosure profit system, because we will help you to find the deals right away. We've got deal sources all over. We're running TV ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. We're looking for motivated sellers constantly, and we are finding those deals with consistency so my clients don't have to do so. So you join up with the system, we find the deal. Our incentive is that we find a profit on the deal for both the clients and for ourselves. Basically, I'm a full service wholesaling firm, so I can help you to find the deal, analyze it, fund it, fix it, and flip it while you keep the profit. But in doing so, you don't have to spend the time needed to chase down deals, negotiate with sellers, go through all this process. We're doing the heavy lifting for you. So what you're doing is funding the deal and then providing the resource to get the deal fixed through my contractor groups by paying the contractors. And then you're going to list it with the team agent. You keep the back end profit. It's a no-brainer system for people looking to get started in real estate investing and not sure where to find their first deal. But if you're really looking to create deal flow like a boss, I would start at HUDhomestore.com. Get out there, start filing HUD bids. You're going to need an agent to submit the bids for you, or Privy, where you can go online and see deals that are happening right now in your neighborhood, in your county, that are priced below market. Do some quick analysis and determine what your ideal offer price is on the deal. In either case, there are ways to create deal flow for yourself other than joining the system. But for the passive investor who wants to make a lot more money than the trip, fall, and land method, the foreclosure profit system is an ideal resource to get that going. All right. That's enough. You got it. Listen, you should be out there enjoying the 4th of July with your family. I know it's the 3rd, but you should be out there buying the hot dogs, getting your barbecue grill set up, planning for your fireworks display. So I'm going to let you get back to that right now. But let me tell you, if you want to get going, the 3rd quarter is an incredible time for real estate investing. It's when the market in Phoenix heats up literally. And in the Colorado Springs market, this is when things get really hot as far as people looking for homes during the summertime and before the kids go back to school. It's a great time to get into a deal. If you'd like to get started doing your first deal, please reach out to me, message me here, or go to foreclosureprofitsystem.com and let's discuss if the system is the right fit for you in your current investing situation. With that, this is Donnie Corum, your foreclosure deals coach, thanking you so much for tuning into this episode of the Foreclosure Profit System and reminding you now and always, don't buy a house, buy a deal.